Hello, beautiful souls. This reading is for the collective for the full moon in Gemini taking place this week. We're going to start out with the Moonology manifestation card for the full moon in Gemini, and it says, Embrace the flow of life. And I think this is a wonderful card for the ending of a 9-year. We are in a 9-year, 2025. When you add them up, reduces down to 9. It's also the year of the Hermit, where we have had to learn divine timing, learn that everything isn't going to flow in. We had to do a lot of reflection. We had to do a lot of figuring out who we were and where we were headed. So I think going with the flow of life is a perfect message for the end of this year, for this last full moon of the year. So the card says there is a tug of war between worrying about all the details of how to solve your issue and taking a moment to get some more perspective. Let life flow. Gratitude will help. It's a good time to change your mind about someone or something. Wow. And the cards that came out really mirror that message well. We're going to start out by asking what truth is being revealed that we need to acknowledge. And I pulled 2 cards for each question. The first card for this question I got was the 9 of Pentacles, which is a card of luxuries. It's a card of financial independence. It's a card of living your best life. You can buy things for yourself and lavish yourself with gifts and not worry about where the money's coming from. But also it's a card of learning what energy, what money, whatever you give out to others and what percentage you keep for yourself. And in this card, she keeps 6 for herself, 60% for herself, because it equals up to 9. So she keeps the bulk of it for herself, and she only gives away the 3 pentacles. So she only gives away a little bit of her energy, a little bit of her money, like what she absolutely needs to give away, she does. And she keeps everything else for herself. And that's how she's able to lavish herself with gifts and live her best life. And I think the truth being revealed right now with this card is that we need to be more mindful of what we're giving away, our energy, our money, whatever it is that we're giving away, our love. How much are we giving away to others and how much are they giving back? This is a good self-love lesson here. We also have the 10 of Wands. And this truth is that we're taking on too much of everybody else's problems. And we need to just let them go and let everyone figure it out for themselves. Because when we get to a certain age, we become adults and we have to figure it out for ourselves. And I think there's a lot of us in this collective that take on everybody's energy, everybody's problems, and we try to fix them. And we can't fix everything for everybody, but once you put some of these wands down that aren't yours, you're going to feel so much lighter. You're going to be able to live a life of luxury, a life of ease, and embrace the flow of life. I think this is so important. And let me remind you, if you haven't already seen or inform you, that I am offering my Black Friday special through the end of the year. You get a 10-minute reading for a love donation. So donate whatever you feel called to. And you can book that on my website. The link is in the description. Okay, let's move on to the next question. What blessing is becoming visible? We have the Death card. So if you're a Scorpio anywhere in your chart, this is very strong for those of us who are. I'm a Scorpio sun. And it's also a card of transformation. And I feel like there's a huge transformation of a lot of people in this collective. We are all waking up to our gifts. We are all waking up to the truth of the way the world is. And they've been trying to keep it hidden. They've been trying to keep us, small so that we can't know the truth. We can't know what's really going on. So this is a big transformation happening. Hollywood says the death card means, oh, somebody's going to die. No, that's not what death means. Death is just a transformation, an ending, or the death of a chapter in your life, a version of you, not your whole physical body, just a version of who you are. You're changing into somebody new. And I want to say somebody better is what I just heard. The next card we have with what blessings are becoming visible to us right now is the 5 of Swords. And a lot of people will read this card as getting ahead at all costs, cheating. I could see that. I can. But the real story behind this card, and I read this somewhere on a website that Pamela Coleman Smith did this illustration to depict someone fighting an unfair fight. So it was one person against 2, and the one guy won. I mean, he has their 2 swords in his hand, and he's got his 3rd sword in his other hand. So he won their swords in an unfair fight. So whether he cheated to do it, I don't know. That just depends on what resonates with you. So maybe you had a situation where you had to do something a little less ethical to get ahead. And sometimes we have to, just to make our lives better. Sometimes we have collateral damage to make our lives better. But know that in this unfair fight, all the obstacles coming your way, you're going to win. And you're changing yourself. And I'm not saying to go out and, rob a bank or do something unethical. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is it's possible that you had to do something at the cost of someone else's feelings, someone else's, maybe you got a job that was someone else's because you proved that you were better at it than they were. So it wasn't that you like maliciously went out to try to take something from someone or to hurt someone. It just sort of happened and they were collateral damage in the process, is what I'm saying. Okay, our last question is, what message does the universe want us to hear most clearly right now? We have the Ace of Swords. This could be, this is the hand of the divine offering us a new opportunity in communications, new opportunity in thoughts. This could also mean a success or a triumph. And I'm going to go with that meaning because the other cards that we have are going to back this up. That, we figure out who we are, what we want, how much we can give away to others, not taking on everybody else's issues and problems, and getting ahead because we are who we are and we're really good at what we do and we're transforming, and then we get the success. But this doesn't come easy. This doesn't come just get handed to us. We've been working on this. You can see she's on number 7 of 8 pentacles that she's creating. She sees the light at the end of the tunnel. So I feel like all the hard work that you've been putting into your goals, your manifestations, they're coming to fruition. You're getting that success because you've been working hard on it. You see the light at the end of the tunnel. You didn't just go walk in somewhere and say, hey, I want your job and get it. No, that didn't happen. You had to prove that you were worthy of it. You had to prove that you could do the work and you could manage it and you do it well. Wow. That's really an awesome message. I pulled a couple of the Moon Magic Deep Moon Messages cards. One for the supermoon because this is a supermoon. And it says, I am magnetic to what I want and I repel what I do not want. And that's a beautiful moon. And I do think that's also a good message that, especially with the 9 of Pentacles, only giving away so much of your energy, you attract what you want. And everything you don't not want, you repel. And you say, no, I don't want that. I don't want all the drama. I don't want all the negative thoughts, the negative feelings. And then we have for the full moon, which I pulled this one, it's beautiful. I have power, it is real. This is a great mantra to say every morning when you wake up and look in the mirror and say, I have power, it is real. I can make happen in my life what I want to have in my life. And you can. You are the co-creator of your reality. And then I pulled some angel numbers, as I do with most of my readings, because these cards are just amazing. We have 3003 inspiration. And I do feel like once you learn how much energy to give away, how much love to give away, how much of everyone else's problems you take on, which it should be nobody but your own problems, you have inspiration to move on, to transform your life, to become the version of you that you really want to be, and to find your triumph and your success. We also have 33 action, which again, we talked about. You need to take action on your successes, your triumphs. They don't just become handed in your lap. With the 8 of Pentacles, we were shown that you are working on it. You're manifesting it. You're leveling yourself up. So you are taking action. We have 555 change. That is exactly what we talked about with the death card, that you are transforming, you are changing, you're becoming someone new, someone improved. And we have 4444 triumph. Like I said, we had cards to back up that success and triumph message of the Ace of Swords. So yes, we are going to be triumphant. We know we have power. We know we can make things happen in our lives that we want. Thank you so much, beautiful souls, for watching. If you like this video, do me a favor, click that like button, leave me comments, let me know what you're transforming, what you're changing, what you're triumphant in, and what you hope to bring into your life. And if you'd like a personal reading, again, that link is in the description. I am offering a Black Friday deal through the end of the year. And please subscribe to my channel so you can see more of my videos. I wish you the very best and brightest blessings on this full moon.